Inspired by Patrick Snowbody. I won't include Overseer Poe and Newborn Ranger since I'm broke. Slendytubby, the worst monster, but I don't think this is a surprise. The casual players love it, as the attack speed is very fast. But the damage is just garbage. Garbage as its ability just makes your attacks faster. The only reason you should be using it is none, except you're that one person in the server. It makes nearly as no noise, and has a good design. But don't you think it will get a better ranking than that? Any other character is better, I'd rather beat all the maps without dying, than playing as it. That's all I have to say about this trash character. The next one, I hope, is better. Tinky Winky, a bad character. He is loud teleporting, and he already leaves Aura where he is, and where he'll be using it. He has no attack animation, which can catch people off guard. Even though it has some pros and cons, I'm not putting it any higher since how fast you can find it. They should just give it a better ability, or make it insta-kill to make it better in my opinion. But at least the appearance still looks a bit scary just to run into. I do like that it is 2D though, that's a really good visual. Tinky Winky's strong brother. First of all, the damage is the same, but that's fine since the strong impact ability would be absolutely useless if it was an insta-kill. Also, the strong impact ability can be really useful sometimes. If you can hit the body before they unragdoll, it's a guaranteed kill. Its main ability is just really bad to use, as you leap forward just by a little, which isn't that much. Another thing I'll mention is its attack speed, which is painfully slow, which is why I rarely play as him. He is very noticeable, since he is big and purple, duh. Tired of someone juking you? Just land a hit and send them to heaven. I put it lower, but in the end, the strong impact was the only thing holding me back. Newborn Runner, one of the better characters, but neither is it great. Its damage is 75, which isn't that bad, but it uses its head like the Slendytubby, with 25 DMG difference. Its passive ability makes it get a speed boost whenever it kills a guardian, which lasts for a few seconds. Its main ability is like Tinky Tank's one, leaping forward by a bit to catch up to the player. Overall, not a bad monster. I'll admit, it used to be my main. Its sub-ability is echolocation, which highlights every player if you stop moving. Very good, but if you try to find a specific player, you'll have to move and stop to find the right path, like the maze. It insta-kills, which is good. What isn't good is its main ability. Poe lets out a deranged scream and jumps higher for a bit. The only map it is useful is Custard Facility or Teletubby Mountains, but nearly no one is on that map. For the design, this is something I'd see in my dreams. Like, it has pincers for hands, dark red skin, and a ripped jaw. One of the scariest characters. Slendytubby, an okay character. It insta-kills, which is obviously good. Now, going to talk about its main and only ability. It is just the teleportability like Tinky Winky's, which depends where you place it. For example, placing it on the cargo thing in Custard Facility would be a good place, because Guardians make their home there. He isn't the greatest nor a bad monster. Just don't screw up your teleport positions. A great and bad monster. I say this because there are many ways to get an advantage to it. Firstly, if you don't sprint, you are not highlighted to it, but if you are highlighted. If you crouch, she can't see you at all, but she can still kill you. She does 50 damage, technically 100, because she attacks twice once. Her main ability is Blind Rage, going much faster, but slightly worse vision. She also can't be flashed by the builder's light, since she's technically blind. A good character, but has cons. On to the next one. Newborn Crawler is a unique character. I say this because they are the only one who can go in vents. This makes it the second character to stop vent campers, along with Newborn Ranger. This thing is obviously scary. Its first ability is Power Deplete, which turns off the flashlights. Second being Echolocation, which I've already explained. Its attack speed is pretty good for its 25 damage. That's all I have to say for this. Newborn or Slendytubby, an underestimated killer in my opinion. He insta-kills, which is good, obviously. He has one ability, Power Deplete, which turns off lights. It is just a really good killer, nothing else to say. Also, if it had a passive ability then it might have been higher, but because it just has one, it's going to get this ranking, no more higher. Time for the top 4. Cave Tubby, one of the greater characters. There is a few things I'd like to mention. That he has 50 damage. His passive ability is Strong Impact, which again, if you hit them in the ragdoll, guarantees a kill. His main ability is Camouflage, which makes you invisible for a few seconds, gaining extra speed, but you can't attack invisible. It is extremely stealthy, so you can sneak up on Guardians easily. Its appearance is scary, especially its face. Second scariest Tubby. I would put it higher, but in the end the damage was holding me back, as I expected it to be 60 plus. Final 3, if your favorite hasn't been spoken about yet, you have a chance. Oh, and this one might be a bit surprising to some people. Dipsy Brute, my main. I've included him for a variety of reasons. Firstly, his design. He's just covered in blood with a chainsaw. Really stands out for me. Secondly, his damage. He does 100 a hit, giving opportunities for a lot of custard. Thirdly, his main ability. You rev your chainsaw, dashing with it, doing 45 damage to any guardians in your way, and you can go back to them and keep doing it until they die. There are a few cons, for example, being very loud as you rev up the chainsaw slowly, and you can't jump in the ability. But if it works, then it works really good. Also makes you faster after the window. Next one. Good old Yeti Tubby has one ability. He pretty much just insta-kills, so don't get near this guy. His one ability, Hypothermia, if you know what it means, you know what it does. Use it near players to slow them down. Of the time it's a guaranteed kill. It slows them down for just a few seconds, so you'll need a specific item to counter it. That is, Tubby Toast. Only costs a bit of custard. Eat it to regain 80 health, and a temporary speed boost. You could try give it to another player while they are slow, but no speed boost will be given, sadly. Time for the best character. The character I think like a third of you have been waiting for, Dipsy Jaws. Obviously, it's the best character, but is that really a surprise? Dipsy Jaws' hate will not be tolerated on this channel. He insta-kills, has echolocation, creepy design, camouflage, and you still think that's a bad character? Definitely the most powerful character. Again, thank you, Patrick Snowbody, for the inspiration. Because of you, more Slendytubbies vs Redux videos are on the way. Maybe an item tier list? Beating a certain map? Who knows? I do, because I make this channel. If you haven't, join my new group, the Guywagamies group. Well, this is the end of the video. I have nothing more to say, I guess. Go back on YouTube Shorts and hibernate in your sofa or bed.